Meet the
Yeah,
Robinsons.
Meet the Robinsons.
Oh, like the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you know who has a song in that? Rufus Wainwright.
Oh, your guy.
So do the
That's my
Jonas
guy.
Brothers.
Well, who knows who they are? They
God.
pale in comparison to the fame and infamy of Rufus Wainwright.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, everybody, it's a podcast. Not only is it a podcast, it's season 2 of a podcast. Hey. Squawk on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Squawk.
That's right. This is season 2 of DodoBorne. And you may be wondering who's talking right now. It's me, your GM, your editor, and your good friend, Isaac Allen Burns. Joined with me today are 3 very special people. You know them, you love them, starting with Rowan Collins playing Pistachio.
That's me.
And across the table from Rowan, we have Joe Diamity playing Kapi.
Hello.
And to Kapi's left, we have one Annie Hawthorne playing Crank.
Hey, everybody.
Check it out, gang. We're on a podcast again, season 2.
Woo-hoo.
Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes, before we get into the pizza and garlic knots, we gotta...
Sounds really good. You're making me hungry.
Yeah, we're going to do some business. And first order of business I want to say is something exciting has happened, gang. Do you know what officially has happened that's exciting?
What?
Our players, our adventurers, our dodos are now level 2.
Yeah.
That's right. Based on their heroics in the last session and due to narrative consistency, we have leveled up. We are now level 2. We are now in tier 2 gameplay. So before we get too far, I just want to let everyone know what has updated for our characters. And you know what? Because I like to change things up and keep people on your toes, we're going to go a different direction this time. We're going to actually start with Rowan Collins. Tell us about tell us about Pistachio.
That's so funny. What I did was I added an additional hit point, so Pistachio can take another damage. And I also took another domain card, so we'll see what those are. In addition, we do get new experiences. And should I say what those are or leave that?
Let's say what our new experiences are. Yeah.
Okay. My new experience, based on everything in season 1, is a taste for blood.
Ooh, spooky.
Ding, ding, ding.
Awesome. Keeping it different, keeping it fresh. We're going to move over to Rowan's right, and we're going to go to Joe Diamity. Tell us how Kapi leveled up.
Kapi added points to attributes. He also took a new domain card.
Okay.
And his new experience given last season is like Cyrus, like Kapi.
Ooh.
Can't wait to see how that comes about. And now 45 degrees from where Joe is sitting, we have Annie Hawthorne. Annie, tell us about how Crank has leveled up.
Yeah, so first of all, I have reflavored Crank from a Stalwart Guardian to a Vengeance Guardian. So that's going to be fun.
Ooh.
But yeah, I increased Crank's strength +1. So I have a +3 in strength now. And then I increased knowledge +1. He's been reading a lot. And I took an extra HP.
Nice. All tracking with narrative decisions that were made in last season. Very exciting.
Oh, wait, I forgot my experience.
Oh, yeah.
My new experience is I've got the magic, baby.
You've got the magic. That's right. A little bit of magic for Crank. One other thing that we're going to do is since the edition has come out, and I just want the fans to know that I'm doing this because sometimes I have to be a nasty little gremlin, is that I have these little tokens here for each of my players. And these are going to represent my fear. So not only am I going to spend fear to do bad things, I also get to choose which person's fear that they gave me to use. And so that's just going to add a little bit of extra flavor here. Currently, following the rules, I have 1 fear from each of them. I start with 1 fear per PC, and I will no doubt grow this as time goes on. But nevertheless, that's all for business, gang. Are we ready to start season 2?
Yes, let's go.
Let's go. It's been so long.
Let's do it.
Let's jump in. Last season on DodoBorne, we followed the exploits of 3 up-and-coming adventurers in the Bracken Road Adventuring Guild. Bracken Road is a small little town within the middle of the Algenabai province, known for its apples. Our 3 adventurers got to know each other with a little bit of turnip hunting and some eel gator smashing, and soon upon them was the Apple Festival. As the Apple Festival drew nearer, strange individuals were coming to town causing chaos Monsters were attacking on the edge of town, and the librarian was acting hella sus. Additionally, our 3 adventurers had strange dreams that eventually led them deep into the forests, just to the north of the town, close to the mountains, where they met Percival Anachronisms, a joyful little guy who protects this little place, and told them about a relic from the gods from before the Age of Gods that was stolen at some point, and oh, if only it could get brought back. Our adventurers headed back into town and eventually discovered the relic deep under the town hall with a man chained to it whose head was quickly crushed. During the Apple Festival, the very end of the first night, an attack occurred. Big explosion. That's right, the town hall blew up and insurgents wearing the armor of Thane, a neighboring country, stormed into town, burning things and causing chaos indiscriminately. Our heroes rose to the challenge and did what they could to protect the town, eventually culminating in a smackdown drag-out brawl that was somewhat one-sided between them and a couple of the insurgents, including their leader, a red simian named Commander Glenn, who was knocked out and carried away, and maybe we'll see him in the future. After soundly defeating them, however, we left our heroes to ponder what had occurred in the broken remains of a burned Bracken Road.
If you're a dodo, maybe you don't know. Maybe you have wings that don't do a thing. Maybe there's something to all that is nothing. No looking back, go the way of the dodo. But if we can be great, extinction could be saved. Adventure and romance, mystery and nonsense. Some fear and some hope, fooling us all goes. So maybe we all know the way of the dodo.
A day has passed since the attack. Ash still clings to the air, and the smell of burnt debris still wafts into your nostrils as you survey the scene. Sleep did not come to much of the people here, as the shock of what has happened begins to wear off and the realization of the loss of much of their livelihood and their community sets in. Major Balthazar and his remaining squadron are doing what they can to keep things organized and help with as much rebuilding as they can, but you can see in their faces that there is very little belief of rebuilding anything here. A throng of people has begun to gather at the southernmost gate where the main road is, as horses and the carriages that are available begin loading up people, as the first round of refugees will be heading south to the Algenabai provincial capital. As a couple people are leaving, though, you 3 are still here, and I want to know, where did you spend the night, and what are you doing now?
I think since Pistachio's house burnt down, I think Pistachio and their family kind of like slept outside as to where the farms used to be. And that they've taken the displaced people from the town and set up camp there. Pistachio and Hazel would both be like running around, try to help heal and provide care to everybody that was kind of down.
Nice. As the day comes to a close, a cart eventually makes its way to the remains of your family farm and loads up some of the people on there, including your mom and including Wally, whose face is not doing great, but he's able to at least walk around and at least help out a little bit.
Mhm.
Before your dad gets on, though, he turns to look at you and nods solemnly and looks at his little baby child and says, "It's going to take some time to find any kind of normalcy, but we Droops can be resilient, Pistachio. We'll be okay."
That's true. Stroops always bounce back.
He weakly smiles and says, That's right. And we still have some savings, keep the savings in the mattress, which for us, the mattress is in the field out back. So we always had some.
Yeah.
We got a couple of handfuls of gold squirreled away. Or should I say fawned away?
You still got it.
I'm really proud of you, Pistachio. These last couple weeks, you've really grown.
Thanks, Dad. That means a whole lot. I have a lot of emotions I don't know how to handle.
Yeah, we all get sad sometimes. He just kind of leads in and kind of gives you a light hug, kind of like an awkward dad hug where he doesn't quite know what to do.
Awkward dad hug with the 3-pat.
He gives you the 3-pat, comes out and kind of like goes for a handshake and then kind of,
Very firm.
Trying to go for the fist bump at the same time. Oh, nope.
We turkey.
You're not the little kid anymore. You're grown now.
Dad, the world seems so much bigger. Too big, perhaps, for someone like me. What did you do when you were this little?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've always been this tall.
you've always since you were a little baby.
That's right. This
Yep.
is how tall I came
You
out.
came
as.
out of your mom that size.
I sure did.
Yep.
That's what being a dad is all about.
Oh.
Is being big and important.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. Wow. Impressive.
Well, anyways, good talk.
Yeah,
Good talk.
yeah.
We're because of your mother's condition, we're allowed to be on the first run. So,
Okay.
and with that, a bit of ash flies between you and flies up into the air, and we watch it. We watch it go. We watch it fly away, and we're startled as we look, and in front of us is Crank. Where are you at? Where did you spend the night?
Well, I think in the immediacy of after the battle, Frank would have made sure that all of the people that he cares about are safe. And I think he probably would have stayed up all night outside of wherever Timothy and Alana ended up to protect them. Because that's really all he knows how to do in this moment.
Timothy and Alana definitely also, pretty much everybody slept outside as most of the buildings were torched. There were some awnings and some covered shelters that people were able to stay in. And because Timothy had a child, they slept under some coverage, you guarding them all night. What is Crank thinking as Crank is standing at attention there, guarding them?
I think he's trying to figure out how to be useful. 'Cause he doesn't know a lot. He doesn't have a lot of skills. He hits things really hard. And he sometimes brings people food. And that's really the only two things that he knows how to be helpful at. I think he's just thinking about, all these people have to eat tomorrow. I should try to find them some food. But the bakery's gone. The bar's gone. So, where can I find food? And I think that he's going to make it his mission in the morning to go out in search of some kind of sustenance for everybody.
Oh, this is incredible. Okay. Our first roll of season 2 right here.
Dun, dun.
Here we go. Go ahead and roll. We'll say a instinct check to find some food.
I've still got my staff.
You still do have your staff. Yes, you do.
Uh-oh.
Can I?
Oh.
I want to grip the staff.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think I've done this yet today. I want to ask the staff and nature where I can find food.
Beautiful, amazing.
And I want, if I can, to use I've Got the Magic, baby, for my role.
Ooh. Here's what I'm going to say. You've had the staff for a little while now. And as you reach in to that magic that is dwelling within this staff, I will let you have advantage on this check. However, I will ask you to mark a stress.
Can I use my experience?
You may use your experience. As
Take
you
a
are getting
hope
more used to
away.
magic and magical effects and all.
Yo, that's another crit on 12s.
What?
Oh my god.
I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. Second time I've rolled these dice.
Isaac's
Second
face just
time.
fell.
Second time I've rolled these dice. Both times have been a crit on 12s.
Isaac's face is
Does
just
Crank
so upset.
does Crank get that stress back?
I don't know. Do I? If I crit, I get a hope back, don't I?
If you crit, you gain a hope and you heal a stress. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that for me. That is insane. You guys can verify if you want. Look at that.
It is there. That's
Hang on.
true.
I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do here. I feel like we need to take like a 10-minute break. We've only been recording for 2 seconds and already I
Can
feel-
we? I actually have to use the restroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we're going to all take a break because the crit was too
We'll
strong.
edit that out.
We can edit that out, but Joe's
That
gone.
is
but-
absolutely wild.
So, Annie, you are reaching within this staff, and your senses take you underground, and you expand out your consciousness, and you see a little rat. You see a little rat scurrying. He's digging. He's digging in the ground. He's digging in the ground. What's he digging? Uh-oh, a hole is before him. He gets into a room. He falls 3 feet into the ground. He hits the ground, but he's a rat, so he's fine. He gets up, and he looks in front of him. And what is it? It's a cellar. You know what's in this cellar? The most cheese you've ever seen in your
Oh
life.
my god.
That's right. This cellar is chock full of food and cheese and wine. And this rat rubs its hands together because it just got the payload. And little does it know that it just led you to its stash. And sure enough, as your senses come back to you, like a pinpoint radar, you know exactly where that's at.
I will go off.
You go off, you find the building that you are going to. You realize this is the mayor's actual home and house. Crank, you walk inside and you see a husk of a home. Clearly, this is very structurally unstable. But what does Crank know about structural engineering, right? All you know is that you see a hatch in the corner of the main room. It looks wooden, the little metal pull handle that you know will lead down to where food is.
Yeah, I will go over to it and open the hatch and go down.
You go down, and sure enough, your pick of the litter. You've got wines, you've got cheeses, and you see there's a rat in the corner looking at you. Its hands are pressed up against the back wall, kind of like Kronk in Emperor's New Groove when he's hiding. And the rat is looking at you wide-eyed and breathing really heavy.
I'm just gonna reach back to the staff again and touch it, and I'm just gonna say, I mean you no harm. Will you share your food with me?
So you're using the staff's magic to
I'm
speak
trying
to
to
the rat.
use the magic to speak to the rat.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to do this again. Can you give me this time, give me a presence roll.
Annie, you have the chance
Presents.
to do the funniest thing.
Crit on 12?
Once again, mark a stress and roll a presence check.
Presence check. Can
And
I
I
use
s-
I've got the magic baby
You
again?
can absolutely spend a hope to do that. And I swear, Annie, if you crit,
He's gonna walk out right now.
I'm looking at a window right now. I am jumping out of it.
Please don't.
I'm on the
ruin my
first
hand.
floor, but I will break through that window.
Please don't break my window.
I'm going to cut my arms on the glass as
Do
I
not do
leap
this.
out and defenestrate myself.
Yeah, I didn't crit, but I got a 7 and 12.
All right.
With
Well,
hope.
with hope. Mhm.
Okay.
With hope. Okay. Awesome.
So
No,
that's
great.
19, 20, 21, minus my presence, minus 1, so 20.
That's really
with
good. That's really good. As once again you touch the staff and you feel your magic course through you, a tightness comes into side of you for just a moment, like a tension, but is quickly released as the rat looks at you, and its eyes are wide, and it says, "Who are you? How'd you find this place? This is my home now. You come into my home, you steal my cheese."
Well, I'm asking politely for some of your cheese. I don't want to take all of your cheese, but my name is Crank. Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Pierre.
Pierre.
That is right. I found this place. I was on patrol with all of my brethren and my kin, and I found this place. I did not tell the others.
Oh, I see.
All of the action happened, and I hid here and ate some cheese.
I mean, that sounds like a great way to pass a battle.
It cuts away for a second. She's like,
Yeah, there's a lot of people who need food, and I just want to take some of it and share it with them.
I see you are an altruist. Don't you know that many of my kin and brethren died in that battle? They were stomped on by nasty metal people. And here I mourn them by eating cheese in their honor. You would take that from them. You would take the opportunity for me to eat cheese in their honor by stealing this cheese.
I'm not stealing it. I'm just asking you if I can have some. Would you
How much
let
gold do
me
you
have
have to
some
give
cheese?
me? How much will you pay me for this
Gold?
cheese? Yes.
Yeah, I have some gold, I guess. What's a rat do with gold?
What did you like to know? I keep my own secrets.
Okay, well, I'll open my hatch and I'll see how much money I have.
Yeah, you got like a handful of gold. Give me some gold, please. However much you think I deserve.
I'll take like, I don't know, a quarter of a handful.
Nice. You give
like
him
pinch a couple of coins in my giant fingers.
an amount of gold that is a lot for a rat, and he takes it and says, "Very good. You have a deal. You can have the cheese,
Oh, well, thank you.
and for free, I give you the wine.
Oh.
That comes free of cost.
Thank you. I'm sure someone will like the wine.
I cannot drink it, for I am a rat.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how to open the corks.
Right. You don't have thumbs.
I don't have thumbs. I can eat cheese very easy, but I cannot open wine bottles.
Yeah, it's a little difficult. I can't really either. I don't think that I have the proper
I see.
dexterity for that. Anyway,
Anyway,
thanks for the cheese, and I'll just start shoveling cheese into my body.
you see the business rat smiles as he's done a good deed today, and he scrambles into a little hole in the side and disappears. Maybe we'll see him again someday. Crank, as you head back to Timotei and Alana with a chest full of cheese, we go to Kapi. Kapi, where did you spend the night? Where are you at right now?
So I think Kapi wakes up in the Adventuring Guild. He's on a twin-sized cot that he's probably slept on for 16 years.
Like college dorm.
Yeah, I just picture it's like in a corner. The bed's covered with like clothes and just all kinds of stuff, and makes it almost impossible to see. But he gets up and he puts his jacket on like he does every day, and he steps out into the main room, and the place is just destroyed from the battle yesterday. And he looks around and he can just tell it's different. And he sees a half bottle of booze on the desk. And he turns around back towards the bed and goes, "Well, I think we got to start the day." And Scarlet comes up from the pile of clothes that was next.
Yes.
Scarlet blearily opens her eyes and says, I don't want to wake up.
I'd love to lay here all day with you. I really would. But the town needs a Scarlet. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. He's like dragging her. He's like, come on.
So the two of you get up, you get dressed, you get ready for the day, and you leave the Adventuring Guild to see the total destruction of Bracken Road. You see Scarlet looking out at it, and she lets out a heavy sigh of disappointment.
Yeah, and Kapi, has his hands on his hips and, determination in his eyes, and he goes, "Let's get to work." He claps his hand and he starts walking down. He's like,
Oh, gosh.
"People need us."
She follows you. You see that she does not look in the direction of the bakery. But sure enough, the two of you do your best to sort of help people out, get things moving. Scarlet is, of course, having a business mind, and so is very organized. And so it does not take very much before the two of y'all are sort of, not like ordering people around, but directing. You take on a managerial position and you begin managing some projects. Pretty much the whole day here, you see that Major Balthazar, yourself and Scarlet, as sort of two somewhat leaders, and then you are taking care of the town and the people who need help. Near the end of the day, Major Balthazar is talking to you both, and he looks at you two and says, "I've already sent word to the capital, so they'll know to expect all of us. I also sent word to my brother to let him know the news of our father. That might take some time, but I can promise you that we'll have a bit of a camp set up outside the walls. And if we can't get a good one, I'm going to make sure that the manor itself, that the yards there are used so that people have a place that they can stay. We'll be using the Balthazar Manor lawns for more than just aesthetics, I'll tell you."
Yeah. I mean, who are we assigning to rebuild Bracken Road?
He sort of looks at Scarlet and then looks at you and says, "Son, the extent of damage here is such that we are going to have to prioritize relocating people rather than rebuilding for now. A couple of individuals have indicated to us that they're going to stick around and try and do what they can, but right now we have about 1,500 people just milling about the ruins of this place that need a place to stay that isn't just under the stars."
Yeah. No, I know. But you're allocating funds to rebuild Bracken Road. People, they need to come back here. People are, and Kapi kind of looks around at the nothing. People have to come back here.
Scarlet sort of has put a hand on your arm as Major says, right now, that cannot be our priority is rebuilding. We need to make sure that these people are safe and have a place to stay.
Yeah, no,
we need to figure out the line of
I
secession.
get it. I understand. We're going to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
What about the people that are going to come back?
Son, I don't think people are coming back.
I don't
here.
have time for this. Every time I have to deal with your bureaucratic and there's
Crank
a way that it
walks
can
up.
happen.
Crank walks up. Do you guys want some cheese? I found cheese. It's the only food I could find, but do you want some cheese?
Hey, Crank. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
Well-
some cheese.
Oh,
Major reaches out a hand.
Here you go. Here you go.
Thank
and then
you.
I
Thank you
move
so
on.
much.
Continue my rounds of bringing cheese.
Oh, Craig, you have cheese.
Oh,
Can
hi,
I get some?
Pistachio. Yeah, here's cheese for you.
Oh,
Cheese for your family.
thank you.
Cheese
Thank
for
you.
your cow.
We don't have a cow
Oh.
anymore.
I'm a cow.
Oh.
Yeah, Cabby's cow. Anyway,
Oh, this is the levity that we needed here. This is good. Yeah. So we'll probably no one's coming back here, but that's okay because people will be relocating. So where'd you get this cheese?
Oh, I found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
Where'd you find it?
Nature led me to the cheese, and I talked to a rat, and the rat sold me the cheese.
oh
You talked to a rat?
I talked to a rat. I did magic, Happy. Can you believe it?
my gosh, that's really
did
exciting.
magic.
You did magic? How is that
Yeah,
possible?
I can do magic now.
Aren't you a Mark II? I didn't know that was possible.
Well,
Yeah,
Crake is a mystery that can only be solved by Crake. Anyway, a rat sold you this cheese?
Yeah, he was I don't know, his name was Pierre. I think he might have been related to the mayor. And then he was like, I am eating this in the memory of my brethren. And I was like, oh, well, can I have some? And he was like, if you give me gold, I'll give you cheese. And I was like, okay.
What does a rat need with gold?
I don't know. I asked him that, and he was just like, my business is my own.
Ah, I see.
So I was like, okay.
Well, there's a whole bunch of people that are also sick that probably also would like some cheese. Will you come with me and help me distribute it?
Yes, I will. Sorry for interrupting.
Sorry, Cappy.
Okay, I go off and I
Balthazar?
distribute cheese.
As the two of them leave Kapi, you realize that Major Balthazar used this moment to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And now it's just you and Scarlet standing there.
See, this is the problem with these people. They're not, they only want to help with what's going to give them an award or put them in the best light. It's not real helping, It's why we need an adventure guild.
Well, they are doing what they can in this moment. We don't really have much in the way of resources. And frankly, I think I agree with that. I don't know about this town coming back. It's been pretty razed to the ground, Cappy. I mean, if they rebuild, it's going to take years.
Yeah. What about your bakery? What about Crank's mom's library? What about Cyrus and
They're gone, Cappy.
uh?
They're gone.
Yeah, no, I know, I know. Probably wouldn't be gone though if your family wasn't the way they are.
Excuse me?
What?
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean? Look around. The town's on fire. The apple tree's still standing perfectly fine.
That was Major
think
Balthazar told
your
us that he
family
protected the
has any-
orchard.
This is
He told
why are
us
you
that.
defending them? This is the same
I'm
guy.
not defending them.
You
I'm
are. This is the
telling
same
you
guy
what
that was
they
going
said.
to marry you off. You had to close the bakery. You really don't think they had anything to do with this?
I don't know what to think, Cappy. All right, I don't know. Everything has been turned upside down. I don't know what to think. Okay? You're going to say that my dad did all this? Is that really what you're saying?
Yes, that is what I'm
Come on.
saying. I'm saying he definitely had a big piece. Scarlet, you
Come on.
cannot.
What do you mean? How would this benefit him?
What is this?
You saw they
You're
were
taking
Justani soldiers.
Major Balthazar's side? You're defending your dad of all people, that slime ball?
He's the only family I have, Cappy. Scarlet just kind of looks at you for a moment. You can see emotion starting to build up. You can see tears forming at the side of her eyes, which you know is when she gets really mad.
Yeah, he's Cappy's also just has way too much, I think, going on to do anything productive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if Pistachio needs help taking care of the people
Yeah.
in the field.
Look, I get that you're mad about all this. I get that you had all these plans to try and stop all this and it still happened, but that doesn't mean that you can take it out on me and my family.
I don't know why you're
Why I'm what? Cappy?
defending them. No. You know what? Yeah. No, sorry that I took that out on your family. I hope your dad helps fund your business wherever that is going to be next.
She sighs really tersely and just turns around and walks away.
Okay. Just so you know, you're never going to get any of this. And he like
Oh
rubs
my
his jacket
God.
again. Again.
She turns around and flips you off.
Yeah, well,
Go Scarlet.
you don't
She
mean it.
She stomps away,
Okay.
shaking her head.
That was intense.
Wow. There's a.
Kapi's going to turn around, I guess, and go find Pistachio and Frank.
Yeah, you go do that. You turn around, you walk away. A scene has been caused, so you see a couple people who were like around the front gate, just kind of like awkwardly watching.
Yeah, what? Move on. Like we didn't just have a whole town burn down yesterday. That's the most dramatic. Get back to.
You see a woman burst into tears, and you step inside the town, and you find Pistachio and Crank. There's a little section in front of the church that stands there, the Ennead church that Father Graham runs. He's currently outside sort of tending to people, handing herbs and medicines to different people. You see that Pistachio and Crank are sort of in front, handing people some cheese.
Yeah, I built a stand out of debris and I like wrote in like whatever I could find. I don't know if
We
I
made
don't
a
know.
sign.
I made a
Out of
sign.
like ash. Like you used like the
that
ash of
says
something to make
free
free.
cheese.
Um,
And I'm just giving people cheese.
Sweet dreams are made of cheese.
Kapi walks up.
Oh, hi, Kapi.
Hey, gang, real quick. Huddle?
Sure.
Yeah, gang. Well, everyone waiting for cheese will be right with you.
I put a sign out that says back in 5 minutes.
Nice. You see Father Graham walks up. You said huddle? Are we huddling?
No, not you, Father.
Not
Can I,
huddle?
it's just more of like an adventure guild
Oh.
kind of meeting.
Oh, okay. My mistake. Sorry. I thought I was included.
We'll be
in
right
huddle.
with you, Father.
Sure. You still got some of that cheese, though?
Yeah.
You're not out of cheese,
yeah,
are you?
yeah. I have more cheese and I know
Oh.
where to get more. So here you go.
Oh, thank you so much. He takes a whole wheel and then walks away.
See ya.
Are you a cheese dealer now?
I just give people food.
Okay.
Kathy.
They're
wheeling
cheese
and
is
dealing.
food, right?
Jeez. It doesn't matter. Hey, remember what we discussed about getting the staff back?
Oh.
What
Oh.
stuff?
Crank,
Right.
we're still doing the staff. Do we think it's time that we mosey on to return the staff to the tabernacle and Perseus and
Percival.
that one?
Yeah.
And, this whole thing.
I do think it is something we should do before we leave. I look around. How does the situation look is it kind of pretty much stable? Are people mostly leaving? Or like, because Pistachio's been doing a lot of like medical stuff and now distributing food. Does it look kind of like evened out so that they could slip away and not be a big impact?
Things have definitely settled down into a tenuous medium. You see that most people have either been taken care of or are kind of up and about at this point. Their wounds tended to. A lot of burns, right? So a lot of people sort of sitting around as various poultices are placed upon their skin. And you see most of the rescue efforts have pretty well finished off, as most of the able body have combed through the ruins to make sure that no one is stranded or in there. So now everyone is either being treated, standing in wait to leave, or quietly mourning by themselves.
Okay.
Kid, I know what you're worried about. Major Balthazar and they have this, right? They've made it pretty clear that they're in control of the situation. You've been able to help. I'm sure that's probably helped your becoming a doctor skills. And I think it's probably time that we get this staff back,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Crank?
Crank is very reluctant and is kind of like sidestepping to put more of himself in between them and the staff.
Craig, it's probably the right time, you know? I mean, you were able to do all this magic. Now that you know what it feels like, you probably don't even need the staff, right? That's just the easy
Well, how do
way.
you know?
Well,
What if I do need the staff?
What if...
What if I
Okay.
can't do magic ever again without the staff?
Well, the first time I did magic, I thought it was a fluke. And then the second time I did magic, I thought that was a mistake. And then the third time, I believed in myself and knew what it felt like, and it was a little bit easier. So I think now that you know, you could do it, you know? And besides, don't you have that book that you could study? Have you even looked at the book that Postmaid delivered?
No, I haven't even looked at that book. It's just been in there. I forgot about it because of the staff.
Well, see,
I think the staff is like an easy button, right? You know what it felt like. Now you have the neurons or whatever. But now I think to progress, you've got to like do the work. And the longer you have the staff, the longer you're not going to learn how to do that.
I guess that makes sense. Okay, I guess we can go take the staff in that direction.
We could take a scenic view so you could say your goodbyes and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Gang's back together.
Yeah. Gangs back together.
I look off into the distance for a sparkle, a glint.
You look
A glimmer.
incredible. You look off and you see that the unshakable Mr. Crank next to you looks into the forest. And Crank, you do see a sparkle. You see a sparkle in the distance in the northern portion of the town over towards the trees. And as you look at that sparkle, you feel this almost thrumming vibration from the staff, almost pushing you in that direction.
Pushing me towards it, so I feel like it wants to go back.
Crank does get that sense.
Okay.
You two look off and just see trees.
Well, I think that's what convinces Crank finally.
Very good.
And I'll just start towards the forest.
Oh, okay, that's the direction.
I guess we'll just follow
Yeah.
the robot.
Yep, we
Okay.
are following that way.
The priest watches you as you leave, watches you go towards the forest, and eventually deep into the trees. As you walk a familiar path, I want to know where everyone's mindsets are at as you're stepping through these woods and thinking of your next steps of where you want to go. And we'll start with Pistachio. Pistachio, as you're walking through these woods, what's going on in your mind? What's going on in Pistachio's head?
Pistachio's got a couple of different things. There's still a lot of emotions that they're trying to process. They killed a man. Their father's proud of them. They can't talk to their sister right now. And the staff is a problem. So right now they're trying to focus on just the things that they can control, which in this case is being around the people that they love and care about, and trying to like lose themselves in that moment in taking care of the staff to go see Percival. And a little bit of them is also like, I hope I don't see that turd again.
Turd?
Turn.
Oh, the turn. Oh my goodness. Every tweet in the air, Pistachio looks up to see if that turn is there. Kapi, what about Kapi? What's Kapi's mindset right now? Where's his mind at?
I think Kapi has convinced himself that returning the staff is going to somehow make everything better. He's convinced himself that there's clearly some kind of magic or something that the weird little gnome is going to be able to do that is going to make him wildly prosperous, or like turn back time, or he's going through a lot of scenarios, a lot of ways that he's either going to like fix Brackenroad and be the hero and, bring everybody back, or, make it so that none of this happened in the first place.
Nice. Hope this will be the solution.
Yeah.
Right. And Crank, I'm curious right now, Crank's relationship to the staff and to magic right now. What does Crank feel as he is walking to eventually potentially give up the thing that has really brought magic into his life?
Apprehension and dread. Because I think Crank is convinced that the staff is the reason that he can do magic. And he's really afraid that giving it up is going to mean that he's never going to be able to do magic again.
Ooh. As
So
a
I
three-
think as I walk, my steps get slower and slower the closer we get.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hi.
You okay?
No, I don't think so. Is this what sadness feels like?
I wouldn't know. I've never been sad.
What does it
but-
feel like?
I feel like heavy.
You're a robot.
Oh,
Well, heavier than normal, like in a different way. I mean, like, I don't know.
like the entirety of the air around you is just denser.
Yeah, like that.
Kapi looks off to the side for a minute. What? Listen, even if you can't do magic after the staff, I mean, you're a 7-foot robot, super strong.
But all I ever wanted was to do magic.
But why?
Because I want to help people the way Adrian helped people. Like, all I can do is hit things really hard. That's not helping people. That's hurting people.
You've also provided food for a bunch of people in the town.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
You make us smile and you make us laugh. And you protect us from getting hurt.
Yeah, I guess that is true. But if I could do magic, I could do so many more things. I wouldn't have found that food if it weren't for magic.
Well, maybe we can ask the little gnome how you could do magic.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to fix everything, guys.
Oh, everything?
Everything.
What? Okay, what do you think it's gonna fix?
Name a thing.
Fixed.
Fixed. Name another thing. I point at Craig.
A rat that
Fixed.
likes cheese.
Fixed. Fixed.
My farm being burnt to ground.
Fixed.
How is that gonna fix my farm?
Because because it has to. Real easy, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna change it back to the way it was.
Well, we don't know that.
I think that history would probably tell us.
What is the negativity,
Oh.
guys? It's gonna work out.
Okay. All right. Pistachio jumps. Did you hear that?
I think it's just a bird.
I hope it's not that turd.
Tweet, tweet.
Did you hear that one?
Are you okay?
Ugh. I swear that one bird has it out to get me. I don't know what I did.
You talk to it.
I know. Why does it hate me? I'm a friend of birds and animals and most things. And like that one bird just doesn't. I guess because I was trying to keep it from getting laid. I'm sorry you didn't get laid, my guy. It's not my fault he didn't get laid. It's not my fault that we weren't birds. It's not my fault that our
Well, perhaps we should continue and get out of these woods.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay.
Crank, you're in the lead, aren't you?
Yeah,
Can you give me a presence check with disadvantage, please?
I can indeed.
Has anyone rolled but Annie?
No.
Annie rolls enough for all of us with all her crits.
4.
Never mind.
Wait,
Wait, what?
4 with hope.
I think that's the lowest Annie's ever rolled ever.
The three of you are walking through these woods, being led at this point by Crank, who is being pushed forward here. The tension and shock of yesterday has sort of worn off, and now the grating tension on your nerves from the stress has sort of wore away the defense mechanisms and walls you had up. As this back and forth, strained and stressful, continues. You don't notice the trees are quiet, that no wind is blowing. You don't notice the birds, other than in Pistachio's own imagination, have ceased tweeting. You see through the trees as you're walking through the clearing where the dais stands. And Crank, as you're sort of going forward with that roll, I think your mind is on other things. The worry of losing magic on the staff is forefront of your mind. The dais doesn't represent the location you're going to. It almost represents losing something, which is why when you arrive in front of the clearing, the thing that jolts you out of this reverie of sorts for all three of you is a familiar voice that says, "Gotta love adventurers, always right on time." First and foremost, the dais is still there, but seated on top of it, his legs crossed, is a familiar-looking blue inferni, wearing a purple vest, some loose-fitting slacks, his hands in the pockets, his little vest. You see, on their knees, next to the altar, a burlap sack on their head, so you cannot quite see their face. But you see someone with verbal blue skin and feminine features.
What have you done?
Ash simply smiles. "Well, I've done nothing yet."
Hey, it's a podcast.